Rotwood, Clay's newest gem, a brand new roguelite dungeon crawler, has just gone into early access and is quickly gaining popularity. Now naturally, when it comes to these games, you are likely very interested in what kind of playstyles or weapons in this case are available at early access launch, so in this video I'll do a quick showcase of all of the weapons, their early playstyles, and what you can expect going into this exciting new roguelite. If you're looking for additional guides for Rotwood, look no further and subscribe for more videos to come, but now let's see those weapons, shall we? Now before we get to the specifics, some basic knowledge of Rotwood is that each weapon you'll use will have their own very unique moves that you'll have to master, with even their attack types and dodges varying quite a bit. Each weapon also rocks a unique skill you can use on will, and these weapon skills will in fact change as you unlock and purchase weapon varieties, as yes, Rotwood not only has multiple weapons, but those weapon classes have several subtypes you'll be able to unlock through the course of the game, with different passives altering the details of said weapon and introducing a different weapon skill. So while let's say the base hammer has Order in the Court, a chargeable slam attack attacking enemies around you for a lot of damage, one of the hammer alternatives I unlocked, the Tenderizer, has Unstable Equilibrium instead, which is a buff you enable for your next heavy attack, causing an explosion on all the enemies around you, quite a bit different playstyle wise. This means while currently Rotwood has 4 weapon classes you can unlock at early access launch, each of them will have a variety of unique weapons you'll purchase that might drastically change the playstyle, so a weapon you disliked before might become your favorite. So let's see those 4 weapon classes. The first and base weapon class you'll start the game with is the hammer. The hammer is a balanced weapon type, good to learn the game with, and has a moveset supporting all aspects of combat equally, well, maybe except for range combat. It comes with a standard moveset of light and heavy attacks, a standard dodge, and your weapon skill. Light attacks are perfect for quick run and gun playstyle, allowing quick damage with enough time to move if needed, while heavy attacks are more your heavy hitting area damage moves if you'd like to hit multiple enemies. Each weapon has their unique weapon mechanic that Clay calls their weapons focus hit. These are mechanics that if you use, you're rewarded with higher damage, and so it's encouraged to commit to them when it's possible. In the hammer's case, it is a combo type weapon that rewards its heavy finishers, and in this case you can chain 2 light attacks into a charged heavy attack that would result in double flip attack, doing quite a bit of damage. You can see the blue number indicating that it was a focus attack. Or you also have the iconic golf swing by dodging, moving into the opposite direction and pressing the heavy attack button, performing a massive arcing swing that is, I believe, your heaviest hitting ability. The basic hammer skill is the Order of the Court that I already showed. It is a slam attack that can also be charged for level 2 to deal a large amount of focus damage all around your character. Our next weapon is the Spear, which will be the cheapest weapon to unlock for 5 core stones. The Spear is another melee weapon, but is less balanced than the hammer, as it focuses more on single target damage and heavily relies on proper positioning for maximum damage through its focus mechanic. Similarly like the hammer, it still has light and heavy attacks, a standard dodge. Trust me, this will change for the others, but with the Spear, your main mechanic and goal is about positioning to be able to hit your enemies with the tip of the spear, which is your focus hit mechanic. So whatever you do, you should try to do it at your maximum range. Your special focus hit combo are 3 light attacks that you can finish with a heavy attack, resulting in a series of super quick jabs at the target while remaining stationary, extremely effective against a single target as you can see, while also racking up hitting streaks that synergize really well with certain abilities you can pick up. Alternatively, you can perform a dodge followed by a light attack for a spinning drill move that charges towards enemies, and if multiple are hit by the move, then it will be a focus hit, so this combo is designed specifically for attacking multiple opponents. The basic spear skill you'll start with is Crosscheck, which is a significant knockback to keep enemies at range, but it also serves as a stun as I happen to be able to interrupt multiple enemy attacks with it, so it's quite a useful crowd control move. Our next weapon in line is the Striker, the first advanced weapon I would say that does move away from the standard moveset and introduces a completely new playstyle. The Striker is a mixture of melee and ranged combat as it features a light melee attack and your heavy attacks turning into a ranged move, throwing your strikers towards enemies. Now admittedly, the Strikers are the weapons I'm the least knowledgeable with, but I can at least show the basics. The special mechanic of the Strikers is around basically playing volleyball with your Strikers between you and the enemies, since as you can throw your Strikers at enemies, if they do hit them, The balls will bounce back from them, indicated on the ground where they will land, and that is the point where your focus mechanic activates. Timing your attacks properly, you can either hit the balls as they get close to you in the air to strike them back towards enemies, or you can throw them immediately again as you catch them for an enhanced attack which activates your blue focus hits, creating this really unique minigame of constantly trying to keep your strikers bouncing back and forth while mixing in your melee attacks at the same time. The combos for the striker seemingly are all around hitting the balls as they are bouncing, but unfortunately at this time I don't know any special hidden combinations like for the other weapons. Maybe if someone already knows, do share them in the comments below. The base skill for the strikers will be the arcing recoil skill, which returns your strikers to your position in a high arc, dealing damage to all enemies in a radius if you don't catch them. Finally, the fourth weapon class you can unlock is the cannon. The cannon is the main range combat focused weapon you can unlock, and it features a quite different moveset compared to the other three weapons. Your acorn shooting cannon has 6 shots per magazine, and once it is empty, your first major change is that your dodge button now acts instead as a reload button that you have to press twice to reload, and if you time it correctly at the beginning of the animation, it becomes a faster quick reload. Now as you can see, if you don't reload, then you place your cannon on the ground almost like a mortar, which is exactly what's happening. And if instead of reloading, you press your light or heavy attack buttons, different attacks will be followed, with the light attack causing an explosion around you, or with the heavy attack shooting the rest of the magazine out as a mortar area strike. Just be careful, as if you perform these special attacks with a full magazine, the cannon will backfire, dealing damage to yourself or the mortar knocking you back on the ground. Since our normal dodge button is now mortar/reload, how does the cannon dodge then? Your normal heavy attacks are now a shotgun blast that act as an inverse dodge at the same time. So depending on where you're aiming with the shotgun blast, you will be knocked in the opposite direction, basically acting like an inverse dodge. Quite an awesome weapon, isn't it? So we talked about a lot of mechanics for the cannon, but what is its unique focus mechanic then for bonus damage? It is ammunition management. After you shoot 3 acorns out or half your magazine, you'll notice the end of the cannon will turn blue, indicating you have entered your focus mode, and any action you can normally perform will now deal bonus damage, encouraging a conscious use of ammunition constantly instead of mindlessly reloading. And lastly, your first basic skill with the normal cannon is called battering ram, which is a melee hit for your cannon that will reload 1 acorn into the magazine, and yes, those reloaded acorns will be focus shots if they are the last acorns, so you can combine a melee and ranged playstyle, similarly like the strikers. So those are the 4 weapon types of Rotwood you'll have access at the beginning of the early access, with all of them being quite unique honestly, with very different playstyles. And like I mentioned, I just started also finding the sub-weapon alternatives you can purchase, which sometimes change them drastically and create almost a 5th weapon type. I hope this video was a useful beginner's introduction to weapons in Rotwood, and is a good starting point to see if you'd like the game or which weapons you'd like to focus on at the start. But if I left anything out, you have further tips or combos you already discovered, or even just bonus questions, don't hesitate to leave them below in the comment section. Like I said, I will be creating a lot of guides for Rotwood, so if you like this one, make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps, and I'll see you in the following videos. Thank you for watching everyone, take care, and I'll see you the next time.